How's it going, Coffee Nation? It's your boy, Ice Coffee Gaming. And in this video, I want to talk about a build that I use in almost all of my playthroughs, but I haven't made a video on for some reason, and that is Chloe Dive. So this is a very simple build. Essentially, there's different forms of this build. Essentially, you want to be on Wyvern. You could also run Griffin, and you want Lance Power, Speed +5, or Speed Taker. Now, the idea behind both of them is that Speed Taker gets you higher overall speed, but it takes some time to build up. But Speed +5 is just more available, so you can double like right out of the gate. But it doesn't take long before Speed Taker starts stacking. So this is the general framework of the build. You have Lance Power, you have Speed Taker, and then for weapons, you can run Steel Lance, Silver Lance, the Well Lance, Javelin +3 to 5 is ideal, and then a Rider's Bane can be nice. Now you can kind of get away with Rider's Bane here because you have the build from Sigurd, which increases build, which reduces weight. So the heavy Rider's Bane can double semi-consistently. And also the Javelin, Silver Lance, Steel Lance, they won't weigh you down at all. So this can actually just be run straight up with a Silver Lance if you don't want to use the well weapons. You also get increased move when engaged. You get Canter Plus for free. You get Momentum Plus for free. So you can get up to 12 damage just off of Momentum. So I'll demo that really quick. So let's go attack this guy. Look at this. It's actually pretty powerful. So I think this is going to be Paladin. But here's the damage we're dealing to him. And then after you kill things, you get Decanter for free. You get Canter Plus for free. So you can just walk up to a dude, stab them, like so, and then get out of there. And if you have a bonded shield that's in a forward position, you can extend your reach a few tiles and canter back to the bonded shield. So that's one of the most useful ways of using this, because having canter units allows you to attack and then return to a bonded shield, or to attack and then go to out of bounds tiles, or just to get out of range of, lethal damage. Let's say there's like 5 enemies, Canter gets you out of range of 4 of them. You can usually tank an enemy if you catch a heal, or if the unit is just durable enough. But right now, we tanking. So this is kind of like the use case. It's kind of like reach. So one way to think about Sigurd is he is an emblem that extends your reach, and he is an emblem that allows you to come back as well, so you can get in and out. That's the entire point of Sigurd. I do think he is kind of underrated. I feel like a lot of people overlook Sigurd. He does only really increase build, dex, and defense. The defense is whatever. The dex is nice for just accuracy. But the key thing is the build and the movement and the canter. And with all of those things combined, you have a very aggressive dive unit that can get in and out, kill things, and just be flexible with its positioning. The other thing you can do too that's nice is you can attack distant targets. You can attack, for example, the Entrap staff user on this particular map, Chapter 20. You can attack siege weapons safely because you can move 12 tiles on a flying frame, so you can just fly right up to sieges, kill them, and if they're not defended, then you can just occupy that space or start to canter back towards your team or start to rotate as needed. So essentially, the way to look at this team is I have like a solid front lines in the form of all these tanks and off tanks. So Chimera's like Chimera's a tank, Golden Mary's an off tank. They can tank a few things without being in bonded, and then you have Bonded Shield as your anchor, and then Chloe is kind of like a harpoon, like if this was like a ship, and you can like go throw her at, a whale and kill it. So that's pretty much it for this one. It's a very simple build. There's really not too much to say about it outside of Chloe fast, go zoom zoom and kill things. Now this works without DLC, and before the well, I would run Ike on her for damage increase as a kind of pseudo Lance Power, but now that Lance Power is easily acquired, you can just max this out and run this on her, and she can actually one round on, things like Javelin, surprisingly. So now obviously if the enemy has high defense, Javelin won't be one rounding, but it still does pretty good damage. So, right here it does 45 damage. And of course you can damage boost it with momentum. You can do things like this, or you wrap around enemies. So wrapping around for boosting damage is huge if you like are barely shy of damage, like of lethal. So yeah, pretty fun build, pretty straightforward. Chloe is like one of the best units early to mid game, and then late game with Lance Power, she remains like a hard carry. Whereas before, her damage could fall off a little bit, but she could still She could still kill certain targets consistently. Same thing is true of Tamara. Now that Lance Power is in the game, I think this is one of the best units because she can tank really well, and she has like no downsides really. So yeah, that's it for this one. Definitely like and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment as to how you run Chloe. This, of course, is without DLC, and I'll see you in the next one.